The Real Estate Photography Podcast is brought to you by tourbuzz.net, high-definition virtual tour and photograph hosting, now with interactive floor plans. Sign up for your free trial today. Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Photography Podcast with Mike Muriello. Today I have a workflow tip for you about exporting and using exporting presets. And you can do this in either Lightroom or Aperture, just a slightly different interface for both, but basically it's the same thing. And the whole reason I'm even talking about export presets is because there was a question in the forum to do with, what resolution should I export at to get a certain size file. And I wanted to kind of just point out that we want to talk about percentage of quality as opposed to resolution and focus on that, because that's what really is going to get your file size down without really impacting the photo on the screen. It will for print, but it won't for the screen. So anyway, I have these 4 photos here, and I want to export them. So what I've done is I've created 2 different presets for this podcast: export for MLS, export for originals. So if you look down here, you tell them where to go. You tell them what to be called. Usually I do export for, I call it the house name with a sequence of file number. So the first one's 1, next one's 2, 3, and so on. And here's the big one right here. File settings. Format is JPEG with sRGB, but by default it's up here at 100. And what you really want to do if you want to bring that file size all the way down is put it at 50. Now 50, and that's percentage, by the way. So if you wanted to make it a little bit more quality, bring it up to 60, 70, 80, but 50 is going to shrink that file size down so far. And I'll show you in a second what the file sizes are. That it really helps when delivering maybe 30, 40, 50 photos at a time, and it's not more than 1.5 MB, and they still look good on screen. Okay, so next one is image sizing. Now this is different based on your MLS system. For example, the one that I use in my area is 640, and pixel width is 640. So what I do is I tell it I want to do double that resolution. I want to do 1280. That way, it will automatically shrink, and there won't be any stretching one way or the other. And the other thing is, if they do get uploaded to Realtor.com or other broader MLS systems, when they go to display the larger file size, it won't be stretching and pixelating a small 640 file. It also saves you from delivering 3 different types of files: the small, the medium, and the large. Just the medium and the large, and the medium can be scaled down to half the size. Anyway, so it's 1280, and then change the resolution to 72. Now I know the 72 is arbitrary because our pixels per inch on our screens varies depending on what monitor you're using, but the web standard at the moment is still 72 pixels per inch. So just try 72 and move on from there. Output sharpening, do for screens, since this is what it's for, and then you can minimize embedded metadata and add a copyright watermark. So then you hit export. I've already done this, and just show you for the other one, for the originals, it's really simple. So obviously once you create a preset, it saves the folder destination and all the other stuff. File naming's pretty much the same, but as you can see, the quality on this one is all the way to 100%. And then basically you just uncheck resize to fit, and it'll automatically give the maximum resolution file. You can do sharpen for screen. You could do sharpen for matte or glossy. It doesn't really matter. And then the same 2 things at the very end. Now, when I export them, you can see a difference here. Export. This is the same file as this one. Look at the size difference. 156 kilobytes to 5.6 megs. Now you're probably wondering, well, what does that look like? Here's this file. Give you a second to look at the quality. Obviously it's got this down here. Whoops. And then here is this one. Once again, focus on the quality of the image, and my apologies again. Like I'm saying, you're really not going to notice this on the screen. Same thing for the next one. Look at that one. You would not know and I mean, this is on a podcast on a screen resolution that has been trimmed down for video, and you still really can't tell the difference between the two. Now, the big difference is, obviously, when you use it off screen. When you go to print this one, the MLS file, it's not going to work out very well. When you go to print that one, it will. So that's just a quick tip on how to reduce your file size while maintaining your resolution, and just decrease that quality and find out where your happy medium is. Mine is 50%. I'm totally okay with that for screen. Nobody's going to notice that's looking at them. If you want to go with 60, 70%, that's your doing. But just check out the percentage. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.